We shall next discuss our next paradigm, which is greedy algorithms. So far we have seen techniques or paradigms such as pruning. Under pruning, we looked at, for example, linear search followed by binary search. As the name indicates, what the strategy says is to start with, you work with a problem of size n, and then you do some computation. With that, you realize that you are going to work with a subproblem by eliminating a few portion from the input. From n it goes to n minus a, and in case of linear search, from n we go to n minus 1. At the end of first iteration, we realize that the first element will not be part of subsequent iterations. As far as binary search is concerned, the value of a is n by 2. We prune 50% of the input, we move from n to n by 3. If it is three-way search, then we move from n to n by 3 to n by 3 is pruned. Okay, and this strategy one can apply to other combinatorial problems as well. Then we looked at something called incremental design. So incremental design says you are given an input and an objective to be met. For example, sorting, given an input sequence, arrange them in some specific order, and you approach the solution in incremental fashion. So iteration after iteration, you make some little progress towards the solution. For example, incremental sort, we say at the end of first iteration, incremental sort, or it gets the name insertion sort. So the insertion sort is an incremental sorting algorithm where you say at the end of first iteration, first element is sorted. At the end of three iteration, first three elements are sorted. At the end of I iteration, first I elements are sorted. And like that, we build the solution in incremental fashion. Correct? Look at bubble sort. You say that at the end of first iteration, the last element is maximum, or last element is sorted, and at the end of k iteration, last k elements from the right, so they are sorted. So like that we build the solution, and at the end we see that the array is in increasing order or non-decreasing order. So like that we build the solution. If you look at selection sort, what it says is first element contains maximum, then first two elements contain maximum, second maximum. So the first I elements are sorted, and at the end first n elements are sorted. So we build the solution in incremental way. So all these insertion sort, bubble sort and selection sort, they are all falling into the incremental design category. Then we looked at something called divide and conquer. So to solve a problem of size n, we say we break them into two or more subproblems. See, for example, if you look at merge sort, so what we say is you split the array into two equal size, n by 2, n by 2, and solve this recursively, and use merge routine of merge sort to merge two sorted subproblem or sorted arrays to get a solution to this. Correct? As part of divide phase, we keep dividing the problem. In general, you may divide a problem of size into k subarrays and solve each of them recursively, and you have a sorted subarray for this subproblem, sorted subarray for this subproblem, sorted subarray for this subproblem. Combine them to get a solution to this. So the merge sort is falling into divide and conquer paradigm. Then we looked at something called quicksort. As part of quicksort, we said you have a partition algorithm or a routine, and with respect to a pivot, we scan the array, and at the end we get two arrays. On one side, elements that are less than or equal to pivot, on the other side, greater than pivot. And we keep doing this. So which means on one side you may get an array of size k, on the other side it is n minus k minus 1, minus 1 is for pivot. Pivot will not participate in subsequent iterations. And we do this recursively. And it so happens that at the end you get to see the array itself is sorted, and that's an example of quicksort is an example of divide and conquer. A problem of size n is divided into two subarrays, and one array is of size k, the other array is of size n minus k minus 1. And we keep doing this. And we keep doing this until we see T of 1 subproblems. And it is so nice that when we stop the algorithm or the iteration, you see that the array itself is sorted. Fine. And now we shall look at our next paradigm called greedy algorithms. After this, we look at something called dynamic programming. Very powerful techniques. There are problems which you can only solve using greedy algorithms or dynamic programming, and the first three approaches may not help us in solving the problem. And there is no rule that this problem can be solved only using this technique but not using this technique. There are problems for which we have solution through both greedy algorithms as well as dynamic programming. But it comes by practice, but there are general guidelines that will help you to identify the right paradigm when we approach the problem from a specific domain. So now we shall get into the greedy algorithms. I will touch upon few case studies, and then we will get into dynamic programming as well. Over there also we will compare, we will also look at couple of greedy algorithms. We will say why greedy will work or why greedy will not work, and when greedy doesn't work, how do we address such problem, and the solution is the solution through dynamic programming or something else. And so all that we shall see in detail. So under greedy algorithms, we are going to focus on optimization problems. By optimization, we mean either opt could be minimization, or opt could be maximum, so maximization problem. So largely the greedy algorithms are applicable, or when we look at a problem and when we look for a strategy. Suppose the problem comes from optimization domain, meaning you are trying to minimize something or maximize something, then this is the candidate. And keeping this as the candidate paradigm, we attempt a solution through greedy algorithm. And if we are successful and objective is to minimize and we are also getting a minimum solution, then we are done. Objective is to maximize some parameter of interest and the algorithm that is designed is achieving the maximum, then we are done. And If that is not the case, then you look for a different paradigm, maybe dynamic programming. So under optimization problem, we look at minimization and maximization. The closely related problem is decision problems. So let me define what are this so that you can appreciate things better. Decision, as the name indicates, so input, for example, an array followed by an integer x. You ask a question, does x belong to A or not? So what would be the output? Output is yes or no. So problem of this type are falling into decision. So you have an input and a question, and the answer to the question is yes or no. You don't output anything else. And you decide, and then you say answer to the question is yes or no. All such problems are falling into decision category. So input is an integer p, and question is p, a composite number. And output you say yes or no. So problem of this type, they are all falling into the category called decision. The one that is closely related is optimization. Under optimization, we have minimization and maximization. For example, so consider a road network, and so question is this: find the minimum cost path or tour from, say, two nodes from A to B. So you are given a road network, for example, Chennai road network, and you say you identify A to be, say, IIIT DM, and B to be, say, Chennai Central. Now you wish to travel from IIIT DM to Chennai Central, and you are interested in the minimum cost tour or minimum cost path or shortest path. Okay, because it is just a beginning, I am not introducing too many terminologies now. So this could mean shortest path or minimum cost path. And what is that we are trying to minimize? It could be distance, or it could be the petrol cost or some fuel cost. You are trying to minimize that from when you wish to travel from one point to another point. So here is an optimization problem. Given a network, and you are trying to minimize the distance or the cost from A to B. What do you output as part of this? The shortest path from A to B, or this min cost path from A to B. So here is a problem which is trying to minimize a parameter of interest. Parameter of interest over here is path travelled from the point A to point B, or the cost incurred from for the cost incurred to travel from the point A to B. Okay, so this is an example of minimization problem. There are many. For example, we go to an ATM center, and we wish to withdraw currencies. So input is some integer x, and what is the question? Provide change for rupee x. And what is the objective? So over here objective is minimum cost. Here I am explicitly writing so that you can appreciate. What is the objective? The bank is interested in minimizing the number of denomination or number of coins. So what is the objective? Minimize the number of coins used or the number of denominations. For example, we say x is say 12,000. So suppose the available denominations are so something like 2000 rupee note and 500 and 100 followed by say 50. Because the objective is to minimize the number of coins or number of denominations used, so the change for this will be given using 6 2000 rupee note. Okay, you can assume that sufficient number of these denominations are available in the teller machine. So the objective is to minimize this. So if we use this, we need 24 coins or 24 number. We need for this 12, and it keeps increasing. So which means when we give using this, we can achieve using minimum number of coins. So if we use this, we need 6 numbers. If we use this, we need 24 numbers. If we use this, we need 120 numbers. If you use this, it is even more, so it is 240. Correct? So you see that this one is giving minimum. So this is a classical example of a greedy algorithm where the objective is to minimize the number of coins used. But how do we approach this? That is given by greedy algorithm. So how do we approach the solution in an attempt to solve the problem is given by greedy algorithm. And an example for maximization, some more examples for minimization, all that we shall see as we move on. So largely greedy algorithms are applicable for optimization problem, and that could mean either a minimization problem or a maximization problem. Now we shall take a minimization problem and subsequently a maximization problem and see how to approach this problem using greedy strategy.